Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack what is honestly a massive shift in the financial anxieties of the modern workforce. We're looking at a fundamental rewiring of what actually scares us when it comes to our money, specifically within corporate India. For decades, the narrative has been incredibly predictable, but recent data proves a seismic shift has taken place right under our noses, and it's fundamentally altering how professionals view their financial safety nets.
So what keeps the modern corporate employee up at night? You'd probably assume it's losing your income, right? The classic nightmare. But I want you to ask yourself if that's truly your biggest vulnerability today. Think about it. You've got a good job, a steady paycheck coming in, maybe even a promotion on the horizon. The traditional playbook says you should be sleeping soundly. But when we actually look at the reality inside corporate sectors, that sleep is being severely interrupted. And the crazy thing is, it's not by the things we historically expected to keep us awake.
What we're witnessing here is a complete paradigm shift. We're moving away from those traditional fears of unemployment straight into the sheer terror of a modern medical emergency. Look at the old fears, the dread of a pink slip, a sudden economic downturn, or a default notice from the bank. But then, look at the new reality, a single catastrophic hospital bill. It's no longer just about the everyday struggle of earning a paycheck, it's about a sudden, totally unpredictable health event literally wiping out a decade of savings in one fell swoop.
Section 1. EMIs and Jobs Dethroned.
Now, just to make sure we're all on the exact same page, an EMI, your equated monthly installment, is that standard, heavy monthly debt payment that has historically dominated our financial stress. Whether it's the mortgage on your home, the loan for your car, or paying off a massive chunk of education debt, these EMIs have always been the heavyweights tying down the middle-class paycheck. For the longest time, the primary fear in any corporate break room was simply, how on earth do I cover my next EMI if something goes wrong at work?
But check out this data. Healthcare costs have unexpectedly surged past both job security and paying off loans to become the absolute #1 worry. Look at that tallest bar for healthcare costs. It is staggering. It casts this massive shadow over job security and those historically dreaded EMIs. We are quite literally more afraid of getting sick than we are of getting fired. It's a profound psychological shift in the workforce, and honestly, it totally upends traditional financial planning as we know it.
Section 2. The cost of getting sick.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding exactly what is driving these medical expenses so high that they're eclipsing the fear of losing a salary. A major culprit? Medical inflation. I like to think of it as the silent wealth killer. While regular economic inflation might make your groceries or your streaming subscriptions a bit more expensive each year, medical inflation is historically compounding at a dramatically higher rate. It quietly but aggressively erodes the purchasing power of your health coverage year after year. Basically, what adequately covered a premium surgery 5 years ago barely covers a basic room admission today.
And it's essentially a perfect storm of compounding factors working against your wallet. It's not just one single thing, right? It's rising overall treatment costs paired with the stark reality that lifestyle diseases, things like hypertension, diabetes, heart issues, are hitting corporate employees way earlier in life because of sedentary, high-stress jobs. Add to that the post-pandemic realization of just how fragile our health infrastructure can be, right alongside the constant, painful upward hike in insurance premiums. The math is simply and brutally working against us.
Section 3. Corporate India's new reality.
Look at this massive number. This represents the devastating out-of-pocket reality for employees when they realize their standard corporate health insurance has fallen disastrously short. The mini-narrative happening in hospital billing departments all across the country goes exactly like this. A dedicated employee has a medical emergency, they confidently hand over their corporate insurance card, feeling secure and taken care of by their employer, only to be handed back a bill for hundreds of thousands of rupees upon discharge. That illusion of safety? It shatters instantly, revealing a massive, terrifying gap in coverage.
Section 4. What this means for you.
As you can see, the gap between what basic corporate insurance covers and the actual cost of a modern medical emergency is exactly where financial ruin happens. Look closely at the comparison here. Corporate policies frequently contain hidden room rent limits, strict copay clauses, and strict caps on specific procedures. But the actual costs of a modern crisis? They involve advanced robotic treatments, expensive diagnostics, and extended post-operative care that blow right past those arbitrary corporate limits. You might think you have a 5 lakh policy, but a single sneaky limit on room rent can suddenly make you legally liable for 40% or more of the entire hospital bill out of your own pocket. No way around it.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway from this explainer is that you must audit your own financial fears and critically evaluate if your current corporate cover would actually survive a real-world stress test. Do not wait for a chaotic emergency room visit to finally read the fine print of your HR handbook. You need to know your copays, your room rent caps, and your overall coverage limits right now, today. You need to ask yourself seriously if you require a supplemental personal health policy to bridge that terrifying gap before a crisis ever hits.
I want to leave you with this provocative question to really make you rethink the true bottom-line value of your employment benefits in today's corporate landscape. If your company's health plan exposes you to personal financial ruin the very moment you get seriously ill, how secure is that job really? It completely changes the entire conversation around compensation, doesn't it? Thank you so much for exploring this vital shift in corporate realities with me. Take a hard look at your policies, protect your health, and aggressively safeguard your hard-earned wealth.